I've really found that Iowa City's got a little something for everyone. I've loved being outside, enjoying some of the hiking trails, and finding a few vineyards nearby as well.
So things to do in Iowa City. Lots of different things depending on what your interests are and what's going on. When we first moved here, we did a lot of Hampshire, we did a lot of the theaters, we did a lot of the free university lectures and things like that. Not a lot of money as a resident. Now that we have kids, we do a lot of kid things. There's free things on the Ped Mall, which is our downtown walking area that hopefully you'll be able to see in one of these videos if you haven't seen it in person. Um, there's the Iowa Children's Museum. And now that the kids are older, we actually do a lot of stuff in the outdoors. There's the rec or the res with fishing and boating and swimming and hiking. There's actually this little place called Harvest Preserve where they have a little pond and they have a bunch of hiking paths that we take the kids to quite often. Not to mention frozen yogurt. Lots of frozen yogurt.
I like to bike around town, so I'm biking into work from home, and I'm starting to get familiar with some of the bike trails around the city, which is nice.
For me, coming back to Iowa was important in terms of just being in Iowa, but also Iowa City is a great place. As a kid or person raised in Iowa, I was around the arts a lot, and the school systems are great. And for me and my husband, as we thought about locations where we were interested in like raising our future family, which we're having on the way, we're definitely wanting to stay near family and also raise our child in Iowa City because of how great the school system is and the people are. We also have 2 dogs, which is a great. It's a great place to have dogs also because of the dog parks and the multiple trails and everything like that. And you'll never have a time where you have nothing to do because there's plenty of things to do in Iowa City.
One of the big things that I like about Iowa City is that there's a number of dog parks here. There's a really big one up in the peninsula, which is actually the first one that I went to despite having one also right next to my house. But my dogs had never been to a dog park and they absolutely loved it. This is even the first time that I am in a house with my own yard, which they love too. But being able to hang out with other dogs in that kind of setting really just made them the happiest living things on the planet. So that's really good to see and always fun to do. The other thing would be kind of the food scene and the brewery scene here. There's just a lot of really good restaurants, very diverse culinary indulgences, I guess. And in terms of the craft beer situation, I came from the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis, which just, had a boom of craft breweries within the last couple of years that I was living there. And, I was sad to kind of leave all that behind because, I really enjoy that kind of variety in my community. And coming to Iowa City, I was actually really surprised to see that there's a really good variety down here too, despite the change in size.
Pre-COVID, I really like to travel. We do have a really handy airport here for whenever that becomes a reasonable possibility again.